Thank you very much for the questions. The response to the first question is that we have extended the invitation to all the parties in the Progressive Caucus. So we're extending the invitation to the Economic Freedom Fighters, to the African Transformation Movement, which is the ATM, to the National Colors Congress, and then to the African Unity Congress, which is part of the Progressive Caucus. And when they come, we will give them an opportunity to give message of support in the first anniversary of Umkhonto we Sizwe, because these are our strategic friends in terms of the agenda that we're in pursuit of in the immediate. We know, as a matter of fact, because we had direct interaction with the leadership of the ATM, that the ATM has definitely confirmed attendance through its entire leadership that is going to come. Not only the leadership of ATM is going to attend, they've also encouraged their members to come and attend the first anniversary of Umkhonto we Sizwe. So this is a uniting movement, to the extent that a different political organization even has an elaborate transport plan to transport their members to celebrate the first anniversary of Umkhonto we Sizwe. For all the 11 regions of KwaZulu-Natal, for all the 44 municipalities of KwaZulu-Natal. So we'll be transporting people from Mkhanyakude, from Zululand, from Ugu, from Tukela, from Amajuba, from Zinyati, from Gumbundlovu, from all the regions, from eThekwini, in all the zones, the 16 zones of eThekwini, we're going to be taking people to, they're going to be bringing people to Moses Mabhida, from Ilembe, from King Tetwal, from all the regions and all the municipalities. We're going to be bringing the people. And we want to state that we are not going to provide transport for members and supporters of Umkhonto we Sizwe from other provinces other than the province of KwaZulu-Natal. The capacity of the stadium and the logistical arrangements and preparedness that we've put in place will not be adequate to host the entire country for the first anniversary celebrations. It is not practically possible to accommodate all provinces. So it is not because of incompetence or the recklessness of the provincial leadership structures or MPLs that we are not bringing people to Moses Mabhida from other provinces. We have made arrangements strictly for the province of KwaZulu-Natal, and those who voluntarily and at their own cost can come are allowed to do so, but we have not made a special transport arrangement for other provinces, from other provinces to come to attend the rally. And we wish to also confirm that additional to the buses and taxis that have been hired for the People's Rally that is taking place on Sunday, the 15th, we have already spoken to PRASA to provide us with trains. So the train lines that come from KwaMashu, from Umlazi, and from Cato Ridge, we're going to be providing trains which will be used for free by those who are going to ride the trains. The good thing is that we've got a train station just here in Moses Mabhida Stadium. So they will safely take people from all the train stations that come from the line of Umlazi, mostly in the Bridge City area, and then Cato Ridge and KwaMashu, to then come, and then they will be safely taken back home when the rally has been concluded. The gates of the rally will be in the stadium, will be opened at 7 o'clock in the morning. There's no attempt to want to reveal the details of the evidence that we have here, but the pattern that is appearing is that we have got political parties that were given free votes which they were not supposed to get in certain VDs here in the province of KwaZulu-Natal at the expense of Mkhonto weSizwe. And the manner in which those who did so did it, they forgot to shift the votes in all the ballots, because there were 3 ballots for these elections. So you find that in ballot 1, Mkhonto weSizwe has got 8,000 votes, but in ballot 2 has got less than 20 votes. So that is the pattern that characterized the electoral fraud that we're talking about. And that was not committed by, we don't think, by political parties. It was done by those who were mandated to do so, the electoral staff and everything else. And that will be revealed when we go to court. So the question of SABC, I think, reflects a relatively less understanding of the context of how we're lodging the case. But I'm sure when we then go to court, it will illuminate everyone's view so that we all are at once. So it's not a frivolous case. It's not a playful case where Mkhonto weSizwe is refusing to accept the election results. It's a genuine case. You can, those of you who can still gain access to the results, you can try to assess all the VDs, all the 4,971 VDs of KwaZulu-Natal. Go and read the VD results and assess all the 3 ballots and explain how is it possible that on the 3 ballots you get 8,000 this side, on the other ballot you get less than 20 votes. It doesn't make sense. And it was a deliberate attempt to particularly sabotage Mkhonto weSizwe having an outright majority and victory in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, and that is going to be reversed through a proper scientific and correct illustration of the numbers that were stolen from Mkhonto weSizwe. So that is the essence of how such is going to be handled. So you know, Mkhonto weSizwe is a campaigning organization. We're campaigning every day. We're busy every day. So everything else that we do is part of confidence building exercises and programs. So it's not only a 2025 program. Even now, we're preparing for 2026 now. We're preparing for 2029 now. Everything else that we do every day, our engagements with different sectors, the sectoral meetings that we have and engagements, is part of illustrating to society that we constitute a superior alternative in the politics of South Africa. That is what Mkhonto weSizwe is. A liberation movement that seeks to unite all the progressive black voices and black forces, progressive forces. So President Zuma always says that indlu yemnyama yahlangana finally to take over political power, because we have been subdivided by the colonial masters and their descendants. That is why they are very quick to fund splinter groups and small parties that are not viable, that cannot win elections. And they try to banish and demonize progressive forces, which, if we were to consolidate, we're going to have a decisive majority in the politics of South Africa. And that is the politics that we are in a pursuit of. The spaza shops, the regions and the provinces of Mkhonto weSizwe have been involved far much more substantial in the protest actions. I know here in eThekwini, the Women's League and women's formations of Mkhonto weSizwe were involved in the Youth League and in Ilembe, in many parts of South Africa, on targeted campaign of even vetting the spaza shops to say, where do you get the food from? Who is your manufacturer? Who is your FMCG in terms of supplies of the products which are being sold in each and every spaza shop? So practical action has been engaged. And you know the sort of mistake which most part of media do, they ignore the word of Mkhonto weSizwe, and then when results come out later, they'll say we're surprised. But Mkhonto weSizwe is on the ground. He has been raising the issue of spaza shops. But also, they our representatives in Parliament in the necessary committees have been raising the issues of the spaza shops. We've issued public statement to state our position, which includes assembling a legal team to lodge a class action on behalf of the organization, on behalf of the people who have been affected negatively by this reckless management of the spaza shops, which led to deaths of so many people. So that is one of the issues that we then dealing with.